These are the best cinnamon rolls that you're ever gonna try. I swear to you, they are, the first time I tried them, not knowing anything and what I'm doing, just looking up a recipe, they were so good. They taste better than like the bakery store bought. Like, I couldn't believe it. Neither could my family. So I've pre-measured all the ingredients to make this go a lot quicker. But first we're gonna need 170 grams of warm water and 180 grams of warm milk, 200 grams of starter. We're gonna mix these together. I'm gonna pour this in here. And we're gonna mix it till it's fully incorporated. So I've already added it into I'm gonna use the mixer today. This is a stickier dough and it's a little bit heavier. You absolutely can do it by hand. The first time I made them, they were done by hand, but it just takes about like a good 5 to 7 minutes of kneading. So I'm going to use the mixer for as long as I possibly can. Next up, we're gonna do 45 grams of melted butter. Okay, 1 beaten egg. We're gonna give that a good little mix up. Then we're gonna add, we've got 675 grams of bread flour right here, 7 grams of salt, and 100 grams of granulated sugar. That is all in here, and we're gonna incorporate that now. Okay, I'm going to put my dough hook on. And I'm going to put it down on the mix. I'm gonna lock this in and then I'm gonna put it on the slow mix speed until it starts to struggle. Then I'm gonna put it up to number 2 and we're just gonna go until it's nicely fully kneaded and fully incorporated. Again, this is the process. It's probably gonna take about 5 to 7 minutes by hand. Mixed up pretty good here. My dough hook is working, but the motor's starting to struggle. Like I said, it's a thicker dough. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna wet my hands and I'm gonna take this all off the dough hook. All right, we're gonna transfer this to a smaller bowl. So I'm gonna go ahead and, hold on. I'm gonna transfer this into a larger bowl. Remember, there's sugar and stuff in here, and milk and egg and all that good stuff. And the more you can get out of your bowl, the less goes down your sink. And do as much possible to not let it go down your sink. If you have to, you need to get a special soap that breaks down the enzymes. It's called Dough Dissolve. And there's another if you've already done a little bit of damage, because this shit will go down your pipes and it'll turn into cement. All right, so there's another product and I don't know the name of it. I got to look it up, but it's, I believe commercial bakeries and kitchens and stuff use that. And it's going to go down the sink and unblock and dissolve what already is down there. So heads up if you didn't know, now you know. It's pretty well incorporated. Like, I don't feel like I need to do anything else. So I'm gonna leave it in here, and the best part is we don't do anything else until it doubles in size. If you mix this in the evening time, like 9, 10 o'clock before going to bed, then just let it sit and it'll be rised and perfect and ready the next morning for you to be able to make your cinnamon rolls. Now, I am doing a little bit of an experiment on my end with them. I want to try and freeze some of these and see how they're gonna turn out in a frozen situation. So I'm gonna shape some, and then I'm gonna put them in a freezer safe container, and I'm gonna freeze them before they go through their next rise level before it's cook time. So then if you were to want them, you would have to pull them out to thaw them, and during the thaw process, they would rise. That's my theory. Anyway, we're still gonna bake some of these today. So this is what she's looking like. Next time you see her, she's gonna be twice the size. I'm gonna put it in my oven because I don't wanna wait all day. With the light on, and we'll see how long that takes. So while our cinnamon rolls are, our dough is proofing, I need to feed and reset Esther for more bakes, but I want her to slow down. I want to not have to bake tomorrow, no matter what. I just don't want to. Who knows? I'll probably end up baking. But we have 85 grams, 85 grams left of ester here. I'm only going to take 20, okay? We're gonna put 20 grams of ester in here. And I wanna do a 1-10-10 ratio. I'm kind of thinking I want, a 1-10-10 ratio. Change my mind. I want to do 15. I want to do a 1-15-15 ratio to fully extend that. So I'm going to drop it down to 15 grams of ester, and then we're going to do 225 grams of warm water and probably around 240 grams of flour. I always put a little bit of extra flour in. Okay, so we're going to put our 15 grams of ester in here. That's 23. Come on. No, don't do that. Such a little amount, it's hard to scoop it out. That's 15. So I'm going to discard the rest of this into my little discard jar. We're gonna do 225 grams of water, warm water. This is a 1-15-15 ratio. So we times 15 by 15 because it's 15 grams of starter, and we got 225. You can use less as well if you want. Let me get her off the side of the jar here. Mix it all up. Next, we're going to do the bread flour. $200, $225. I'm going over. I'm going to do $240. $245 is what I'm going to do. As we know, I like to feed her very heavy. I'm gonna mix it all up, make sure there's no flour lumps, and then you're gonna play with it and really mix it. Build up the gluten bonds in the beginning with the starter. Anytime you get that opportunity, mix the heck out of it. I like to press it on the side of my bowl. So I'm pretty content with this. That's what it's looking like. We're gonna put ester into a nice clean jar here. Nice and thick, y'all. Nice and thick. It's thick, so it's a little bit harder to even it out. Okay, I'm being a little bit too OCD about it. She's gonna settle. That's how much we have in there. It's about almost 11 o'clock in the morning. So we'll see what she's like tomorrow morning, probably less than 24 hours. Just checking on it, and we'll keep going. But yeah, remember, the more food that you give it, the longer it takes to eat it, the longer it will be full and at peak. So that's why I do what I do when it comes to feeding my starters heavy. And it's not failed me, y'all. I don't want to jinx myself. I'm very grateful, but I've had incredible, I don't want to say luck, but it has been. I've had a really good time here, and this is what I do. All right, so I'm gonna let this sit. Oh, and here's my discard jar for the fridge. I downgraded from my big pot. I don't want to be able to keep that much. Even like I feed them so heavy, I don't even have to feed or worry about like my discard, because when I add to it, I'm giving it more food. She's still got lots going on here. So it really works in my favor. The last discard I had was well over a week in my fridge. It was already starting to have like just a little bit, not even real hooch, just like wetness, you know, and it wasn't even super sour. I just mixed it and was able to bake discard recipes with it. It was beautiful. So been over 2 hours now, and it is time to shape our cinnamon rolls. Now, it calls for a 1/4 cup of soft butter, and I fully melted it, so it's in the freezer right now, trying to stiffen up a little bit so we can spread it. In the meantime, I'm gonna roll this out. Okay, and then we're gonna do our cinnamon sugar topping is 1 cup of brown sugar and 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. So, stuff underneath that. Okay, dough everywhere. I'm gonna nicely flour my area here. Okay, and my rolling pin. Anyway. I'm gonna help it. Come on. She's sticky. But we got it all. Okay. We're gonna need more flour. We're gonna roll this out. I'm just gonna kind of help it a little bit. Lots of flour, y'all. Just get it going. Otherwise, you're not gonna be able to touch it. So any of those sides that you feel underneath here got stuck because I spread it on the sticky side. Okay, everybody's loosening up here. I'm about to do a lot more stretching, so. All right, I'm gonna get it into a semi-rectangle, and I'm just gonna push it out. I'd say about a 1/4 inch thick. I'm sure there's a measurement, but I'll just go with this. This is gonna be huge. That's okay. Oh, we did not have enough flour at the end there. If you get dough on your rolling pin, make sure you take it off, because it's gonna mess up your next pass. Okay. Okay. Kind of shrinks up on you, so just kind of, y'all, it's not perfectly even. But if you've been watching me, I don't really care about that. So, we've got our spread here. I just want to make sure we can separate it from the table for when we start shaping. Make sure your surface is clean. I'm going to do it this way because it's one big long roll. So I'm going to get my butter out of the freezer, and whatever state it's at is what we're going to use it. It is starting to solidify a little bit, but Got a little bit thicker, but it's supposed to be just softened butter, not melted butter. And we're just gonna kind of I'm just gonna pour it all on because that's where we're at. Butter frozen on the sides. You want to go just about to the edge, but you don't want to go all the way over the edge. And this is a 1/4 cup of softened butter. In my case, it's melted, but we're going with the flow. Okay. This should be interesting. That's good enough. I'll put this in the sink. Then we're gonna take our cinnamon sugar mixture. And we're just gonna go in like this. Again, not going all the way to the outside edge. And then just use your hand here and get it nicely spread out. Water's, or the butter's kind of absorbing some of that sugar right now, but that's okay. A little bit further out. Okay. That'll do, donkey. I'm gonna wash my hands. If you wanted to, ooh, honey, should I put the chopped pecans inside the cinnamon rolls? Yeah. I'm thinking I'm gonna do that. Hold on a second, guys. Chopped pecans. I just bought chopped pecans the other day. So I'm gonna give me 1 second. So we're gonna sprinkle chopped pecans in right now. Now that is optional if you want that. Oh geez, I'm excited. Some people like raisins. I'm not doing that because I don't like raisins. And I'm gonna be eating this with the family, not just them. All right, so now you want to start rolling. This is the more uneven side, so I'm gonna start from this side. I'm just gonna start getting the initial roll. Okay. Make it nice and tight as you're rolling it. And just keep rolling like this. Okay guys, so you're gonna have this big old log here. I like to kind of like pull it so that it's even. Your end pieces, a lot of people just get rid of them because again, there's not much going on in there, but this is making a much bigger batch, but that's okay because I wanted to throw some extras into the freezer and see how they do. Okay, so I'm gonna cut them about 2 inches. Smaller than 2 inches, but whatever. Little end pieces don't have much going on in them, okay? But I still bake them up. Now, you're gonna wanna get a greased baking pan pan. Now, I think it's a 9x13, should be all right, but depending, like this is a big one that I did. I don't know why I made so much, but it is what it is. I am going to get my containers that I want to put for my freezer packs. I'm going to pack those first. So I've got these containers here. Some of that out of the way. And what I want to do is I want to kind of, that's what they look like. I thought these would be 4 packs, but they're going to be 6 packs. All right, so I'm kind of putting them in there like this. So that leaves me with a very small amount that we're gonna bake with today. Now, these ones, here's my thought, remember, because it still needs an hour to 2 of rise time. And I figure if we're gonna freeze these, and then, sorry, I got a call coming in. All right, if we're gonna freeze these, when they get thawed, they should be rising in that thaw time. So, because I don't think you can cook them straight from frozen. I wouldn't know where to start. So again, I'm experimenting. So I want to pack these babies up, and I'm going to stick them straight in the freezer. They have pretty crazy lids on them, so I don't know how that's going to go, but I might not even use them. Do they even fit? Y'all, it's from the dollar store, so. Oh, yes. Yes, they do. Hold on. Fuck those lids. They're getting saran wrap just to ensure a little bit extra of a seal. And then I'm going to, tin foil them. Not the best. But we'll make it work. Okay. I guess I should have done the saran wrap over top of the tin foil. I'm gonna fix that. Saran wrap is off. Tin foil here, because then this way you can just take it off and put it on the counter for your thaw time. Or I would assume if it's from frozen, you can take them out the night before you want them, leave them out on the counter, and they'll thaw before you need them in the morning. We're just making this up as we go. It's perfect. Okay, tin foiled up. And then I'm gonna saran wrap them. All right, so last one saran wrapped. I already went this way, so we covered up that side, made it airtight. Doing the same to this side. Okay, here's our little freezer kits. I'm gonna put them in the freezer, and we're going to do the last batch here. Got our greased dish here. I assume this guy's gonna fit what I want. I put them in. I stretched it out a little bit far because I wanted to do those extra ones, but these ones would be a lot bigger if you kept them in that big bulge. They're still gonna grow significantly in here. I feel like I should put these two little duds in here. I don't know how that's gonna bake, but they'll be all squishy into each other. I know it's not even, but whatever. That's the way we're gonna make it work. So we're gonna let these sit here for another 1 to 2 hours while they continue to rise, and then we'll be able to bake them. It's been a good 3 hours. Well, 2 hours. Been a good 2.5 hours. And here's the ones I'm gonna bake with, okay? So they've risen up quite a bit. I'm gonna pop them in the oven. Now it is 40 to 45 minutes at 350. Okay, I will confirm that in a second when I double check, but she's going in the oven at 350 right now. Yes, it's 40 to 45 minutes at 350. So they're just out of the oven. They went in for 40 minutes. They're very, very hot. Now hold them up. This is what they look like. Let's see what the bottom looks like. Oh yeah, they're perfect. They're perfect. Okay, here's the thing. I have to make icing and I ran out of butter. And I've got like a half an hour before Adam comes home with more butter. So I feel like they're gonna retain their heat for a while, but I won't be able to put the icing on when they're like super duper hot. You're supposed to let them cool for a little bit anyway and then put the icing on, but oh, they smell so good. They smell so good. Okay, I'll be back when I have ingredients to make sugar, and then we'll get a mixing that up, and then we will do taste testing. I'm so excited. All right, y'all, we're gonna attempt to make this icing. I softened some butter. I feel like it could go a little bit more, but I keep melting the shit all the way, and I don't want to do that. So, I have a feeling it's gonna go whoop when I put it in there. So maybe I'm gonna do like another 15 seconds in the microwave. It was a good move. Okay, it's much softer now. There is still a little bit of melted, but I feel like once we get mixing, none of that's gonna matter anymore. So, come on. We have got a half a cup of butter here, okay? Softened butter. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of milk, 2 tablespoons of milk, and then we're going to do 2 teaspoons of vanilla. We're gonna add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Okay. That. And then about 3 cups of icing sugar, which is what I've got here, I'm pretty sure. Literally like half the bag. This is gonna make that deadly icing. I didn't say that these were healthy. But they have sourdough in them, so they're somewhat healthy. I'm gonna like kind of try to pre-mix some of this because I used too small of a bowl and my mixer is gonna definitely have some fun when I stick it in there. So I'm gonna keep mixing. Definitely switched up. Bigger bowl. I'm getting most of this powdered sugar incorporated because it's already all over the place and I haven't even put the mixer to it yet. You don't need to have a mixer. You absolutely can do this by hand. I just want to use the mixer. All right, here we go. This is a shitty mixer. It's struggling, but we'll get there. Yeah, so last time I made it, it wasn't this thick. So there's a little bit more than 3 cups in that bag. I just splashed a little bit more milk into it. We got a nice creamy consistency. Okay, so now all the drama's over with. This is our beautiful creamy frosting. I tried to save some heat. They're still a little bit warm. Again, here's what they're looking like. Again, I put that butt piece in there. Here it is, beautiful. And we're just gonna gob this on. Yeah, the leftovers of this, I'm going to, sorry, another timer went off there. I forgot to tell you guys. I'm going to save for those freezer ones. And I'm gonna put them in a little container or something and try to freeze it. Okay, there's like an obscene amount of icing going on here. Okay, guys. I'm gonna let it sit there and let it kind of soak in, and then we're gonna do a taste test. All right, y'all, we're gonna get into these. Got a knife here. That one's a little tight. Hold on. Let's go to this side. None of them want to come out because they sat. I usually take them out of the glass. Hold on. Okay, got one out. Proof that they're not burnt. Confirmation with the phone call there.
Hello.
We're going to give it a try. I'll break in. These are messy. I don't have a fork. I probably should have got a fork. Oh, of course I open into the end piece. This one even has cinnamon in it. It's so good. Remember, I cooked an end? That's this mofo. I'll make a mess. Yo. I want one with cinnamon. Hold on, watch my hands. Okay, we're gonna cut another one out. This one definitely has cinnamon and pecans in it. Okay, hold on. This is just going to my family, so whatever. I want to break into it and show you guys the insides. It's not really doing it justice, to be honest. I probably have icing on my face. Okay. I'm eating like a pig right now. I'm so sorry. Yeah. When I tell you, run to get the ingredients to make these. They are so good. These are even cooled down. I probably should have nuked it. Like, they've been cooked for like an hour and 20 minutes. Everybody's gonna think you're like the best baker in the world. You show up in the morning to a brunch or something like that, or even just enjoying it with your family. They're always a hit. You can never have too much icing. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with me through this adventure. I'm gonna go finish this off camera and enjoy the rest of your day, guys.